Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of the Artist Showcase Series here on Pacific Northwest Radio. I'm your host as usual, Thomas Greco. It's been a little while. Glad to have you all back. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight's it's a bit of a monumental night for us. It's the first time we've had a second-timer repeat guest on. We haven't talked to him since, I guess technically 2 summers ago, being now that it's the end of September. And he's done quite a bit of stuff in the last year, so we thought we'd get on the phone and have a little chat and see what's up with our good friend, BCCMA artist, Mr. Ben Klick. Hey, Ben, how you doing, buddy?
Great, Thomas. How are you guys?
Oh, we're great over here. Me and Sheldon are doing just amazing. Thanks for asking. How was your summer? You do well?
It's been fantastic. It was one of the busier summers for the band and I over the last number of months. Unfortunately, it's all over, but the nice part about it is that things are already booking up for 2018, and there's some really cool things coming down the pipe.
Fantastic. Well, we can't wait to hear about and see all those things. Well, you know what? Why don't we kick it off first with what you do the best, and that's play guitar and sing songs, my friend. What's the first song you want to play for us here, or that we're going to play? I'm sorry. The
first song is Butterfly Tattoo, and this was one of the singles that went onto the Top 100 last year on Canadian country radio. Made it onto Sirius XM and all that kind of good stuff as well. So very, very happy about this song. Super proud of it. It was up for a number of awards, both internationally and provincially in 2016. So I thought it'd be a good kickoff to the show today by playing Butterfly Tattoo.
Fantastic. Well, here it is, folks. Ben Klick with Butterfly Tattoo.
You had me shaking in my boots, you and your butterfly tattoo. You had me rubbernecking, stopped me on a dime. Pretty blue and purple wings peeking over the top of your painted on jeans. You were out of my league, but I knew I had to try. I walked over, said, hey, yeah, can I buy you a cold drink? Do you mind if I sit beside you for a couple songs? If you think I'm coming on too strong, or if I say something totally wrong, tell me to get lost, yeah, and I'll move along. I'm sure you've seen a lot of guys like me, but girl, relax, I guarantee you won't hear from me all the lines you've heard before. Some guys don't know how to act, can't say I blame you if you turn your back. Playing hard to get keeps me coming back for more. Sitting down and saying, hey, yeah, can I buy you a cold drink? Do you mind if I sit beside you for a couple songs? If you think I'm coming on too strong, or if I say something totally wrong, tell me to get lost, yeah, and I'll move along. I'll keep on keeping on believing it's a matter of time, until the right one comes along. I'll finally get this thing right. Say, hey, yeah, can I buy you a cold drink? Do you mind if I sit beside you for a couple songs? If you think I'm coming on too strong, or if I say something totally wrong, tell me to get lost, yeah, and I'll move along. Tell me to get lost, yeah, and I'll move along.
Oh, I love that song. So, buddy, it's been a little while since we've seen you. And been over a year now. Let's talk about up until the beginning of our last summer. What you've been up to all year? What happened with you?
You know what? Before I kind of get into that, I just got to thank you guys for having me back, because it's like deja vu to me. But at the same time, like, this is probably one of the most fun interviews that I get to do ever. So thank you guys very much.
Well, you're more than welcome. And your father and I have actually gotten together, and we've decided to co-father you from now on, since we both have the first same name. He knows that. He's all good with it.
Well, perfect.
So talk about last year and what went down.
So 2016, there was a couple trips to Nashville in March and June. Some were recording, some were writing trips. So last year, I decided to get a little bit more kind of some writing and some really strong material under my belt, writing with both Canadians and those Americans that are down in Nashville that do it for a living. So that was March and June, and then came the summer of shows. And there was a bunch of local shows. The band and I played 58 dates last year between the middle of April and the middle of September. And just a few of those are like some nightclubs and things, like Cactus Jack's nightclub in Kamloops, the OK Corral. We did some outdoor festivals, some local stuff up here in the Okanagan, like Music in the Park and Parks Alive. And we ended up going and doing a few country fests. One was at Sun Peaks, which is in Kamloops. The other one was Sunfest on Vancouver Island, and that's where the band and I had the opportunity to open up for Carrie Underwood, which was absolutely incredible. Just to be able to have that experience. I mean, we were on the beer garden stage. We play we play our set, and the minute that our lights go down, Carrie's lights come up. She walks onto the stage and just owns the show. It was incredible. Then after that, I was flying out to Halifax for the CCMAs, and that's about a week long. And then they do the broadcast award show on a Sunday. That was incredible. I had a few showcases down there. Got back from that, and about a week and a half later, there was Canada's Walk of Fame, and I was one of the top 7 artists picked from across Canada. There was over 350 artists from what I remember, of all genres of music, and I was one of the top 7. So that was really, really cool and a great experience. Flew me out to Toronto to play the festival out in a big square in the middle of Toronto, and that was really, really cool. And then a few weeks later, I was heading out to Regina to go to the Breakout West SoCan Songhouse with Ralph Murphy and a few other artists. Right. And that was all about songwriting and how to create songs, how to really get songs out to radio and capitalize on that sort of stuff. And that was super, super cool. Flew back home, had a couple weeks off, and then I'm right into the BCCMA Awards of 2016. Right. And we were completely floored by the first award win of Website of the Year in 2016. And that was amazing to hear like my name and the band come over the big system in the theater. There was super cool. And then lastly, we ended off the year by playing a number of shows at the OK Corral and up at the local ski mountain here in the Okanagan, Big White. And we did a bunch of shows, and the Aussies were absolutely crazy up at Big White. And the people that were at the OK Corral line dancing, two-stepping, the whole thing, they were nuts. And we filled out the winter months by doing that. And while we were doing that, the band and we got together and we said, you know what? We're creating a brand new show for 2017. And then we got into a rehearsal room and we worked our butts off.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's the story of the last little while. Wow,
well that's a heck of a lot of stuff, my friend. You get more done than a lot of people, I can tell you that much. Well, let's get into your next song. Your next song was your first single called Off Road.
Yeah, so this song, I want to do a little bit of a throwback here. And this song was written with a good buddy of mine, one of my first co-writers when I started doing that. And his name is Doug Folkens. He lives out on Vancouver Island. I love this dude. He's awesome. He's a fantastic writer. I actually, about a couple weeks ago, he sent me a text and he just said, hey, I'm flying out to Nashville. I'm booked there for a week, getting a bunch of writing done. So I believe he should be heading there shortly. In the next couple of weeks. But this was written with him. It came from a backstory while I was in a college course, and I was driving around with one of the students that was also in the class with me, and she was telling me all about this story about her going up into the back roads of Kelowna, up a bunch of mountains, and getting a few trucks stuck and things. And I took some mental notes, went to Doug with this idea and said, I want something swampy, I want something cool. And a few weeks later, it got cut onto the first record down in Nashville, and then was the first single of leading into 2017. So this one's called Off Road.
Fantastic. Yeah, Doug's a great guy. He's a friend of mine as well. We love him on the show. All right, folks, this is Ben Klick with his song Off Road.
Some guys love their shiny cars, designer jeans and martini bars. But I like to keep it real in the gravel and the clay with my oversized wheels. We can have some good clean fun and get caked in the mud. Let's get a little off-road where the 4x go, make some dirt fly high, put on a show, spinning and grand until the sun sinks low. There's a no trespass sign past the county line. We can tear it up, hear the engine on a wide. What do you say, girl? Let's go and get a little off-road. Drive on through this square peg town. Got a full tank to burn before the sun goes down. I got 4 new tires and a 10-inch lift on this F-150 with a 6-ton winch. There ain't no bog, no swamp, no riverbed that we can't make it through. Let's get a little off-road where the 4x go, make some dirt fly high and put on a show, spinning and grand until the sun sinks low. There's a no trespass sign past the county line. We can tear it up, hear the engine on a wide. What do you say, girl? Let's go. Get a little off-road.
Well, Ben, writing with Doug is a good thing. I really enjoy his company. I hung out with him last year at the BCCMAs as well. Him and his good old lady, Brenda. I love that woman.
Oh, yeah.
She's great. So, you know what? We didn't talk yet about the last summer, the one we just went through, the one that literally just left us a little while ago, even though the weather's still nice. I know you did a lot of pretty cool stuff, so I'm just going to leave that with you right now. Go ahead, sir.
Sure, totally. So the first thing of 2017 was I got this, I was chatting to my mom and dad, and they said, Ben, you got to get your wisdom teeth pulled. I'm like, well, that's going to hurt. Why would I want to do that? But supposedly I was coming off of some insurance plans and things like that. So I booked the time, all that kind of stuff. And then I get this email from the radio station up here in Kelowna, New Country 100.7. And it's the GM, it's Peter Angle. And he sends me this message and he says, hey, what are you doing at the kind of towards the end of March? I said, well, nothing really. Why? And he says, well, Tanya Tucker is coming into Kelowna and they need an opening act.
Oh.
And I said, are you serious? And they're like, yeah. And would you be cool if we put your name forward? So luckily this was over email because I had a little bit of a fangirl and celebrated a little bit, ran around the house. Hair down. And sat back down behind the computer and sent this email back to him. And I said, absolutely, I'm in.
Marvelous.
Now, the downside was that I didn't really think it through because about 1.5 weeks before, I got my wisdom teeth pulled. So usually I was told it takes between 1 and 2 weeks for the whole wisdom teeth thing to heal before I can talk properly, before the numbing kind of goes away, and I'm off those Advil and Tylenol and all those fun things like that. So about 1.5 weeks goes by after I get my wisdom teeth pulled. I've got a little bit of a headache, and I'm still not talking 100% clear, but it's the day of the Tanya Tucker show. So I'm thinking, okay. So I'm running on adrenaline. I'm there. I'm meeting the band, and I met Tanya Tucker's team, the whole works.
Okay.
And so I get to the venue, and the organizer comes up, and he says, hey, is there any way that you can play for a half an hour tonight? And I said, well, yeah, but why? And he says, Tanya Tucker's not feeling so hot. She's got a bit of a cold. And she would like you to extend your set.
Great.
And so I said, absolutely. Is she all right? She's like, and they said, yeah, no, she's totally fine, but she just wants to have a little bit more of a rest before she goes on. I said, absolutely. So I went out. This is at the community theater in Kelowna, and I played the Tanya Tucker show, just me and a guitar, and then there was one song I played with a ukulele, and got a bunch of fantastic reviews. There was a bunch of people coming up to meet me afterwards. It was incredible, and that was kind of the kickoff to the year, which then led into the month of May, which I went down to Nashville and recorded 2 new songs, and these songs are going on to the record that will be coming out in the new year. We can talk about that a little bit later, though.
Sure.
But so I go down, I record these songs down in Nashville. I come back, and on the 12th of June to kick off the summer months was the release of the single "What's Going On," and that one ended up getting onto again Sirius XM. It made it across Canada, and was written by 2 Vancouver writers, Dave Boris and Dave Faber.
Awesome.
And super nice guys, and I thoroughly enjoyed writing with them. I connected with them at the BCCMA Awards in 2016. So I dropped that single, went on a radio tour, that single of a little bit of Ontario. Me and my bass player went out. We hit about, I believe it was right around 12 stations in a week, which was incredible. We took in some sightseeing like Niagara Falls as well, because why not? And then the summer of touring kicked off. we called it the What's Going On 2017 tour, and it started off in Calgary at the Stampede, and then not in any particular order, but we did a Wounded Warriors weekend in Saskatchewan. We did Sunfest once again on Vancouver Island, where we had the opportunity to open for Toby Keith and Tim Hicks.
Wow.
And then we did a Sicamous Summer Stomp. And then again, some hometown shows kind of ended it off, including the Armstrong IPE. There was a Live in Lake Country free concert series, Parks Alive, and I ended off the summer about 5 minutes down the road at Quails Gate Winery for a members party. And now we're here about I think 3 days away from the BCCMA Awards, if I'm correct.
You are correct, sir. Well, that, you certainly didn't do enough stuff. I didn't, that was a lot. That was a lot. Good for you, friend. Good for you. Keeping so busy.
Thank you.
Just working that career. I love watching that kind of stuff. Okay, well, you spoke about What's Going On, your song What's Going On, the last single, and we'll play that now. So this is Ben Klick with What's Going On.
Summertime heat is playing on my mind. I'm doing anything to make the time tick by. You got me thinking about getting you by my side. Your song drops on the radio. I sing along to the words that I don't know. All your favorite lines flying out the window. I've been waiting all day just to hang with you. What do you say, let's go for a little ride and take a long drive down to the riverside. Get there fast, just to take it slow. Start kissing in the water, getting knee deep. Sunset, another sound of your heartbeat. You never know where the night might go. So hey, what's going on tonight? Hey, what's going on tonight? Hey, what's going on tonight? You hit me up as I'm heading down the highway, running red lights, rolling on to your place. I see you waiting at the end of your driveway. There ain't nothing that I'd rather do than pick you up and go out for a little ride and take a long drive down to the riverside. We'll get there fast, just to take it slow. Start kissing in the water, get knee deep. Sunset, another sound of your heartbeat. You never know where the night might go. So hey, what's going on tonight? Hey, what's going on tonight? Hey, what's going on tonight? What do you say, let's go for a little ride and take a long drive down to the riverside. Get there fast, just to take it slow. Start kissing in the water, getting knee deep. Sunsetting to the sound of your heartbeat. You never know where the night might go. So hey, what's going on tonight? Hey, what's going on tonight? Hey, what's going on tonight? So hey, what's going on tonight? Hey, what's going on tonight? What's going on tonight? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's going on tonight? What's going on?
Excellent. That's a great song. I like that. I want to get into a little bit of different kind of questioning now, Ben. I want you to just to sit back and think about this for a sec.
Yeah.
You're not the oldest guy in the world. You're quite a young fella still. So what do you think? Since the last time I saw you here in the studio when we did the live session,
Sure.
up until now, how do you feel you've grown? Like what has changed, if anything?
Oh man, Thomas. Okay. You know what? Personally, I think I've grown as a songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to write with some different writers, and also in different genres. And over the last year, I've been writing with some pop music writers.
Yeah.
And just because pop music writers, I find just have this instinct and this thing about them that they can just write hooks left, right, and center.
They can.
And to really learn about how to write a strong, good hook. So I connected with some of those writers, and it's been really, really good to kind of to branch out a little bit that way. And again, over the last year, I've grown as a multi-instrumentalist. So people know me as a guitar player, being acoustic and electric guitars and things.
Right.
But what people don't know is that I do a lot of my demos back at my home studio that I send down to Nashville.
Sure.
And these demos, like I've got to put some bass tracks on there. I program some drums on there as well. And sometimes I'll throw down like the guitar parts. I'll throw down a banjo part just because, to add that little extra thing. And
Sure.
I'm currently working on how to play a mandolin.
Wow.
So I've been doing a few other kind of multi-instrumental things, and moving forward into kind of like the new year, I'm hoping to kind of bring those instruments out onto the stages and into our live shows that the band and I do, because I find it's a lot of fun. It showcases a few other talents that myself and the band have. So that's kind of what I've been doing over the last little while.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, you're a really good musician. You are. I've watched you play. I've been around you, and I don't see why it would. Well, you're welcome. I don't see why it'd be a problem for you to branch out a little and try something else. That's great. So we have a new radio single that's going to be coming out. Oh, I guess that's today. It's a song called "That's Who I Want to Be." Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, totally. So this is brand new, and thank you guys for debuting it, because it means something to me. And for me, I find that we've chatted about a year ago. Family is a big thing to me, and a parent's relationship between each other, mom and dad, is like none other. And growing up, my mom and dad have always been there for me through everything, and have always been extremely supportive of my music career. And it was that relationship that inspired this song. And I went down to Nashville on that writing trip back in 2016. And sat in a room with a Nashville native. He was born in Nashville. His name is Adam Wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote with my co-producer, Riley Madison.
Right.
And we're in this room, and I'm telling them this story about my mom and dad and the relationship between the two of them. And we came up with this song. And on the song, because family is a big thing to me, on Butterfly Tattoo, my dad is a part of those kind of gang claps that are throughout the song.
Okay.
So on every record, I try to incorporate some sort of family member in one way or another. So this was a song that I did it on, and on the track that you're just about to hear, my mom and dad are singing the background gang vocals. So
how great is
make
that?
sure you listen close. There's no musical background at all in the family, so that's why they got the gang vocals. However, that's why it's gang vocals. We got them to sing some woes, and so without further ado, this is the brand new single, That's Who I Want to Be.
And here it is, folks, Mr. Ben Klick with That's Who I Want to Be.
that you can't wait to get. That song that's playing in your head, where you run when you need to let go. That book that you just can't put down. You gotta see how it all turns out. Your Friday night when you wanna lay low. Oh, oh, oh. That kiss you can't get off your mind. The reason you can't sleep at night. What gets you through a long, long week. That's who I wanna be. The one sure thing that'll make you smile. The lucky guy at the end of the aisle. The day you wake up in your dreams. That's who I wanna be. That I can be everything you're gonna need. I can't wait to prove it to you. The best friend you gotta tell first. Good news or a joke you heard. Your sunshine when you're feeling blue. I get you back in your groove. That kiss you can't get off your mind. The reason you can't sleep at night. What gets you through a long, long week. That's who I wanna be. The one sure thing that'll make you smile. The lucky guy at the end of the aisle. The day you wake up in your dreams. That's who I wanna be. You can't get off your mind. The reason you can't sleep at night. What gets you through a long, long week. That's who I wanna be. The one sure thing that'll make you smile. The lucky guy at the end of the aisle. The day you wake up in your dreams. That's who I wanna be. That's who I wanna be.
Well, that was great. I love that song. Good stuff. Well, Ben, it's only a few days away from the BCCMAs of 2017, and it looks to me like you might have a couple of nominations. Oh, hang on. 4 fingers and a thumb's worth. We got Fans' Choice, Male Artist, Club Act of the Year, SoCan Songwriter, and Website. Oh, geez, that's just not enough. What's going on, buddy?
You know, I'm extremely excited to come to the awards this year. I'm actually driving down a BCCMA Hall of Famer with me from Kelowna, so I get to hang out with her for 4 hours in the drive. So I'm really looking forward to that, and then seeing all of the artists. I mean, the band and I are nominated amongst some of my biggest idols in British Columbia Canadian country music, and like Aaron Burchett, Chad Brownlee, JoJo Mason, the Songwriter of the Year award. Like, I mean, it's myself, but there's also Dave Boris and Dave Faber on the song. The song that's nominated is What's Going On, so I mean, I got to give a huge shout out to them for writing that song with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, like, it's incredible. It's one of those, it's that time of year that the British Columbia family that's within the country music community gets together and can all have a ton of fun, celebrate their successes of the year, and really get together and chat about what's next, what's coming up in the new year, in this case 2018. So it's incredible, and it's extremely humbling. Thank you to those members and those people that are tuning in right now. Thank you guys so much for nominating the band and I for these 5 awards, because it's a true honor. Thank you.
Well, you got a lot of love from us. You got a lot of love from our listeners, and of course the BCCMA family certainly have a ton of love for you. It's only a matter of time before this becomes a little more global, my young friend, absolutely. And, we'll all be seeing each other in a few days at the awards, because it's a good, fun time, is it not? Yes, sir. Well, you know what? What's going on after the awards? What are we shooting for, say, heading up to Christmas, the New Year, etc.?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been, like I said, sitting down and writing a bunch with different styles, different writers, really trying to dig in to some really cool sounding material. And I'm headed back down to Nashville in December to record 2 more singles. And the new record, we're going to do another 6-song EP produced by the same guys, Clay Krasner and Riley Madison of 717 Music.
Right.
That is due out in June of 2018.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, let's wrap this up. I mean, it's been a fantastic. I'm not sure how long we've been going at this for. You know what? It doesn't matter. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for coming down. He's not. I feel like he's in the room with me. Am I losing it? Is this what's going on with me? Do I need to see my doctor?
No. This is like family. This is all good. I may be over the phone, but that's okay.
I know, it is fantastic, and I'm really glad that you came on here with us. It was great to chat and catch up and say hi to your family for me and say hi to everybody up there. And we'll get you on again in no time, my friend. You have yourself a great night, and thanks so much again, Ben.
Absolutely. I'd love to come back on. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys again, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Take care. And just before I sign off here, I want to thank all the listeners. I really want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I'll even go to the bottom of Sheldon's heart, too. It's been an amazing year. We've been doing this for a little over a year. The feedback, the love we've been getting is absolutely amazing. I want to thank all the artists that came on here and played so well and were so gracious to answer all the questions and basically put their hearts on their sleeves and let us know what they're thinking and all that kind of stuff. It's just been fantastic. So thank you all. This is Thomas Greco signing out. See you next time.